on here? Select a
The
locker.
wife newsletter. Yeah, from what I heard, I haven't looked at the story myself, but from what I heard, he was going to take a picture of his daughter. I think they said she was like 5 on a Disney cruise.
Yep.
She falls over the side. He immediately jumps right after. Right?
Smart move. Smart move.
Smart move.
Because I think he put her on there, so it was his fault.
Oh my gosh!
So you have to
put her up on a.
Can't live with yourself.
No, you can't live with nobody else either. Yeah,
Oops.
you can't keep defending your position.
Yeah,
how many times do you say, "I'm sorry"? Okay, I didn't know she was gonna fall.
Anytime
Who could have known?
anything.
You never gonna live it down.
You can't leave nothing too close to the edge of the counters. They go good.
Yeah.
See,
I thought the boat was gonna stay still.
Who would have known? Man, that's crazy. I mean,
and see, the problem is I'm not a strong swimmer, so if I jump in, now you got 2 people that are in dire trouble.
Need saving,
right?
I mean,
I'm probably worse off. I'll probably drag whoever I'm trying to save down with me.
Man, let me tell you something. It is.
So what happened? Nobody was. Oh, here we go.
It is unusual to do that. Let me see.
Did they recover? Did they recover him?
Boat race towards a father and daughter, desperately treading the choppy waters of the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh my God, he got her.
Telling NBC News, a 5-year-old girl fell overboard the Disney Dream, her father jumping in to save her.
Over the loudspeaker, they started saying, "Mr. Mob, Mr. Mob, Mr. Mob, port side, port side, port side."
Caitlin Davis was in her room when the distress call went out.
I didn't know what it meant, but my husband.
Is that? Wait a second. Does it got
She have no relation to the family at all.
No, she's just on the cruise.
Chose the Disney rescue boat, pulling the 2 out of the ocean. Cheers erupting after the pair was hoisted to safety. It's still unclear exactly how the girl fell overboard, but according to passengers, she fell from the 4th level, an open deck where passengers can walk the ship, her father leaping in to save her. The crew and ship reacted swiftly.
You could see all the staff running to the port side. They got their life jackets and rings, and everybody was looking.
So this is definitely one of the optimistic reporting of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It didn't share how the situation happened, but so thankful that they rescued both of them.
Heck yes.
That was amazing. Shout out.
That don't usually happen. So let me see. I think the last. I can't remember if it was the last case, the only case, where that kid jumped over. The other kids dared him to, and he jumped over, and they didn't find him. But he did it at night.
He did it at night.
I'm wondering if it. Yeah, I'm wondering if it makes a difference that.
I bet it would. Well, no, I don't know about sharks.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say it definitely is probably better to fall over during the day, so they can at least see you. At night. That would be terrifying. In black ocean, crazy rough waves. The boat is leaving you, probably moving faster than you ever thought it was. As soon as you see that thing just taking off on you, and they saved them. Which, what is a 5-year-old girl? Oh my God!
Captain, what's the call for distress? Captain Mob.
Yeah, Mr. Mob or
Mr. Mob.
Man overboard.
Oh, I was like, the heck is Mob? Mob, yeah, man overboard. Yeah.
Overboard.
Oh my God. Yeah, I like those emergency.
Well, they would have got me.
Yeah, I'm still. Why is it called Mob?
Mr. and Mrs. Mob. Mr. and Mrs. Mob.
Somebody in the mob just fell over the board.
That's what I was thinking. Captain Mob, hide the jewels. we getting robbed. Everybody
getting robbed. Yeah.
Yes, man.
We getting mobbed, y'all.
I love those. I love those codes in those high reliability organizations. Like in the hospital when when a baby's being abducted, it's code Stork.
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 That would go right over my head.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, "Oh, stork."
Yeah, you're like, "What's going on?" Yeah, somebody.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Somebody got a baby they ain't supposed to. And let's see, what else do we have?
Code stork.
Yeah,
well, now that makes sense in a sense. Like if I think about it, it makes sense. But it's like I would think like more like baby bandits or something like that. Like something that makes me
baby
unmistakably baby smuggler.
Baby a bandit.
Maybe
sounds
like the
baby title of a theme song. Baby bandits, baby bandits, like DuckTales. Like
yeah. Baby bandits will return after these messages.
What the baby? Come get your cereal and watch your Baby Bandits.
I would watch a show. I would watch a show called Baby Bandits. As long as it started off like the Muppet Babies, where they're like in the play center.
Yeah.
And as soon as the nanny leaves, they're like constructing this like how to rob a bank or like defraud something. And it's like Ocean's 11 for babies. That shit would be hilarious. Baby Bandits will return. Here back with the sponsor.
Y'all outside playing Baby Bandits. No,
exactly.
I'm gonna be the oldest baby. You'll be the baby.
The baby.
The
baby face. Yeah.
Baby face. Just the leader. You got the muscle baby. This
you need the muscle.
Extra big.
Baby. Yeah.
You need a baby that can drive that little that little plastic car.
It has to be a big one, so you got enough to fit at least 3 to 4 babies in it. And yeah,
there's a show that kids have been watching these days. I think it's called like Mighty Baby Bahi something. It's like an Indian show where it's like the baby's like super strong.
I love that. Yeah, I like.
And the thing that gets me about the show. Baby Beam, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Baby Beam.
The thing that gets me about the show is how alone they leave these kids. Like, have you seen that at all?
No, not at all. What is it?
It's like, imagine it takes place in like a Indian looking like compound, just a couple of small houses, and like people just walking around barefoot, and babies are just outside on the ground, crawling around, and there's animals walking around too. There's like cows and elephants, and a lion pops up, and monkeys, and like the baby will get into it with these animals, right? He wants to play with them, and they try to take things from him. I'm like, well, who is watching these babies?
The animals are, man.
They're wild animals walking around the same area as these babies, and adults are nowhere to be seen half the time.
But Baby Beam is like the terror to some of these animals.
Sure, because he's super strong, so he like picks up elephants and whatever, right? But like, I don't think that they give him more leeway because he's super strong. I think that's how they treat all the babies. They just gotta let him.
I don't know. It's egalitarian.
That's my American eyes looking at this and being like, how come no one's helicoptering around these babies?
Yeah, I was gonna say I watched it and I wasn't even thinking about how like isolated he was, but I did like how nonchalant everybody is in the community. Like when things happen, they're just like, oh, oh, bye. And he just scrambles off, choking snakes, and you're like, okay. But no, Baby Beam is really cool.
My kids like it a lot. And it's one of those shows where they don't really say anything, right? It's a lot of like grunting and whatnot. So,
physical,
very visual.
Is it on YouTube? Where do y'all?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on. Baby Beam.
Yeah,
Okay.
My kids used to watch a show called Booba, and this show is kind of.
I don't like the look of the character, so I never gave it a chance.
Yeah,
I don't know what it
is. So my kids watch some crazy stuff, but this one isn't too bad. It's definitely potentially Russian, I want to say. It's definitely like the actors and some of the is it a Russian? Yes, it's definitely Russian animated. But it's not like no propaganda. It's just
you say drama.
Yeah, it's
genre.
that's crazy. I mean, it's just it's a Russian drama, so it's pretty funny.
Oh wow!
Longest story. He doesn't talk. He doesn't make
Okay.
noises, but all his group of people on the farm, he's basically like what is it called? What's one of the characters we grew up with that just stuff always happened to him? He's like a Wile E. Coyote. It's like if they just took an episode and just made it out of Wile E. Coyote.
Okay.
Like he's never successful.
Huh.
My kids
What
watched that
is
for
he?
a while.
What is he?
He's a booba, man.
He looks like a goat.
Looks like a goat.
He walks on 2 feet.
2 feet, yeah.
He
looks like a troll to me.
He does have a tail. He does
have a tail.
Mm-hmm. It's a little booba. This is what they call it. The world is a mystery to little booba.
Little booba look 90. I'm sorry. They call him little because he's short. What's because he look old.
Short. He's definitely short.
I thought it was
tall
a dude.
He's as tall as like a bird. So
yeah, I thought
he's
he was
as tall
as
a wait. He's as tall as a bird.
You saw the picture of the birds?
Birds.
What kind of bird?
Like a peacock.
I think a parrot. This looks like a parrot. Well, he's also as tall as a rat too. So let's see. Let's go into this. Nonetheless, I've been they were hooked on this guy for a while, and this was a good bedtime because he didn't talk. It was just sensory stuff falling on his head and stuff. See, this is what a parrot, or yep, and that's
it looks like some sort of parrot or something.
That's a hedgehog. So he's bigger than a hedgehog, but that's a huge rat if that's a hedgehog. But what made me happy, this actually made me really happy. I've been showing my son, really all of them, but my son specifically, the Looney Tunes. And the first time I actually heard him laugh out loud at a show was when him watching Porky Pig and Daffy Duck's excursions. And I mean, the cackling this little 3-year-old has been doing over the Looney Tunes has been amazing to watch. So the Looney Tunes have been his new little thing, and I finally a kid that I can actually watch the Looney Tunes with, and I have to go into all this explaining and all that. Yeah, he sits back and he loves Porky Pig and Daffy Duck.
Daffy got a lot of back talk, got a lot of lip. He takes some smacks.
He's definitely
the physical comedy is. Who else's mouth spins around their head?
Spit, talk. Yeah. But I forgot that him and Porky had like a huge run of shows. They did a lot of shows together. Even now we're watching the newer ones. The newer ones are cool. I'm gonna actually bring them into the old ones, and after we get done with this. But they have a ton of episodes together. Almost every episode, Porky and Daffy are together. My favorite is still Yosemite Sam. Yosemite Sam was to me one of the funniest Looney Tunes of all time, including the episodes they won't show because of the what do you want to call it, the Jim Crow era esque animation that's in the Yosemite Sam. It's like Yosemite Sam was like a Confederate soldier in one of the episodes. He was like shouting out Robert E. Lee and everything. The only reason why it worked is because Yosemite Sam is like Booba. It's always shit always happens to him. It never works out for Yosemite. If he won, he would be a tyrant, man. He's like crazy.
So you're saying it was the Confederate the Confederate offspring who protested and said we don't like this image of us.
Right.
Was it them who said this is terrible? Take it off. It wasn't the people saying no, this imagery is wrong. They're like, we're smarter than this.
Then Yosemite Sam.
We're not this dumb. We're not always the butt of jokes.
But
you know, I don't know if I ever took Yosemite Sam as like a dumb character. He's
not
angry.
dumb. Yeah, that's the thing. He's not dumb.
He has
makes
a
ton of sense. He has a temper, and he's acceptable to, gambling or whatever kind of petition that Bugs Bunny would do. So he'll you get him in that kind of like the man has a code, and if you play the code, he's gonna do the thing kind of guy. But he's not dumb. He just has an extreme temper, and he'll fall for a trick here and there.
That's it. He was a mark.
He's a rootin' tootin' shooting son of a gun.
Yeah.
But I will say, out of all of them, to me, I've laughed. I don't know, something about it in the way what's his name, Mel Blanc, I think, who does the voice for like 99% of them. The way he does the voice for him, man, it's just so unique as well. It's so funny that I don't know. It's just Yosemite Sam, one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, of the problematic Looney Tunes, he's kind of there, right? Like he can you gotta watch him. You gotta, like he can be fine sometimes, but he gets a little too far sometimes. There's like Yosemite Sam. There's Pepe Le Pew, which problematic because it's very sexually aggressive.
Yes.
Those are the two that come to my mind. I feel like there's one I'm missing.
Of the problematic.
Well, maybe Speedy Gonzalez. I know there was a time where
problematic imagery.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
imagery or how they presented what they say?
Oh gosh, yeah. That was a problem. And his cousins. They should have took that off. Well, I'm sure they have, but yeah.
Speedy Gonzalez is still around, right? Or did they just like spirit him away?
I don't know. I haven't watched any Looney Tunes recently.
Talking about Speedy Gonzalez?
Yeah. Is he still there, John?
They removed him. I was trying to show my kids Speedy, and I couldn't find them. They scrub YouTube and everything. Like it's like I'm like, was he really that offensive? Not more than Jim Crow, Yosemite Sam. He couldn't have been that more offensive than that. But to me, yeah, he's definitely they scrub Yosemite. I mean, they scrub Speedy.
Now Foghorn Leghorn.
I like Foghorn too.
I like Foghorn.
Now that was a decent Southern representation of a Southern gentleman.
I said I like Foghorn. He talks shit too. I like the old Fog. I don't like the new age Fog. The old Mel Blanc Foghorn Leghorn was the best. That boy can talk. He can talk and throw some shade to everybody.
Didn't he? He had that boy is all thumbs. Or that boy is a prayer. 2 hands pressed together. Or whatever. I mean, that's not what he said. Some expression.
I heard one he said today. He said that boy is like a road between a cornfield, nothing between the ears.
That's it.
My kids looked at me. I'm like, it's hard. I can't explain. But he hit him right on the head on that one. And that to me just would be funny to be in a room trying to come up with things for Faulkner to say in a Southern accent to a dog, or I think this one was a weasel. The weasel was just dumb as hell. But Foghorn Leghorn is my dude. Bugs was good. To be honest, Bugs Bunny always won.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But I like the ones where he had a challenge. Those were my favorite Bugs Bunny episodes. I definitely liked with him, some of him and Daffy Duck. But of course, once they got together, Daffy became like angry Daffy Duck. He wasn't
right.
So
Daffy Can we play just a little of Foghorn? I found this random video called Foghorn Leghorn's Best Moments. Just a little.
I love Foghorn.
Yes.
He's so loud.
He's expressive.
You're bashing me on the noggin to the rolling pin.
Touch it, head. That's a joke, boy. You missed it. Went right past you. You gotta keep on your toes. Toes, that is. The fast ones get right by you. Keep your ears open. Yappity, yappity, yap. I can't get a word in edgeways. What are you doing with a pump? Boy, there's no oil in this ground. Son, you're falling all over yourself. Now, who's responsible for this unwarranted attack on my person?
Oh, you're a fine boy here, man. Ooh, I ought to. Well, let's see what you're making there, boy.
Ooh,
looks like sody pop.
Sody pop.
Watch it feel.
Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, doggy, you gonna get some lumps.
Oh, that woman got a mouth like a...
Okay, all right. That dude was a menace.
He was.
Why did he like smacking people?
He smacked the dude. Told him, "Quit falling over yourself." He was hilarious. No, man. Like I said,
in people's faces, full volume. It's like, what do you got there, boy?
You know you love those people in real life. Hey, Miss Shauna. No,
very spirited.
You love those people in real life because you don't have to, like, when they just come on the scene, if you're socially awkward and you're like, I don't know how to get this thing started, how to relate to people, that's what you need. What y'all doing in here? Motor scooters? I mean, you need.
Yeah, that's how my mother-in-law is, man. Mother-in-law is like, she's definitely a beacon of light. But Foghorn is awesome, man. Foghorn, like I said, Foghorn and Yosemite Sam. To this day, if I watched any of their episodes, I probably didn't laugh as much as a kid because I didn't get the nuance of like how ridiculous this character is. But man, those two guys, they crack me up. And whoever pitched Foghorn Leghorn, because he's like one of the later characters, whoever pitched him had to be like, it had to be a voice that the dude did, and he's like, well,
right, that's awesome. He already had the character. He's like, can you please put a character like this in the?
Yes. No,
he probably saw him on stage or whatever. Like, we got to get this dude in. I don't know what he's gonna be, but he's got to be in the show.
Let's make him a rooster that just don't do anything but bother everybody on the farm. The ones with the chicken hawks killed me though, man. When he'd be fighting the little chicken, not fighting, but he was trying to teach the chicken hawk how to
catch chickens.
He
is himself a chicken.
That'd be the funniest stuff. Oh man.
We cut to a we do improv scenes on the show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cut to a guy getting off stage after his open mic. Hey! Awesome set, man. Awesome set.
I said, while I thank you.
I gotta say, this character that you're doing, I love it. I need it. I have a show. I'm a showrunner. I have this show that we've been putting on with for kids. But I feel like the character that you got, the kids need to see that. Kids need to know people like that exist. And I really want to put you in the show.
Well, you think my character, Bar Time Jimmy, is a good character for your?
Sure. I mean, we'll need to make a few
creative
changes to make it more appropriate. But the heart of it.
Don't make no changes to Bar Time Jimmy. I don't make no changes. Bar Time Jimmy is Bar Time Jimmy.
Okay. I mean, we can work with this. So, so the show is called Belufa. All right, and it's about a couple of little bluefus. They live not fully underwater, but like on the shoreline, right? And that's kind of so they can go on land and they can go in the water, and they're bluefus, all right? And they're in a variety of colors. And I think you'll come in as probably a sea creature, maybe like a jellyfish or a clam or a lobster. I think a lobster. You'll come in as a lobster and get into mischief with these bluefus.
So I have a couple of edits to this, right? Bar Time Jimmy likes to be in the bar. What if he was a lobster that was at a sandbar?
Okay. I mean, again, this is a kid's show, all right? And then the bluefus they laugh and giggle a lot of the time, but we can make some sort of. We can make some sort of maybe like.
Are they like the parents?
Well, here's the thing. They look like they're like 90 years old, but they're really small and they got big eyes. So it's kind of ambiguous how old they are.
So they're technically not children. They're 90 years old. So
they're bluefus.
They're bluefus, okay.
They're bluefus, right? They're not what. Look at this is a picture of one on my phone. Okay, how would you describe that?
I would say it looks blue.
Yep.
With big eyes, as you said.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much what they are. So yeah, we can make progress from sort of like
we cut to Bar Time Jimmy running a scene with the bluefus and action. But Bar Time Jimmy, I gave you my shell car. You said you'd bring it back tomorrow, but you crashed it. You crashed it into the sand dunes, man.
I'm so sorry.
We told you leave your keys at the sandbar when you've had too much sea juice. Now, why would you drive my car when you're full of sea juice?
I'm so sorry.
All right, cut. I'm sorry. You guys are doing great. Yes. You guys are doing great. I love this.
Good.
Just so you know, Bar Time Jimmy, you don't have to bring in your own flask to this, right? Like we're just acting. You're just gonna do the same character you did on stage the other night.
Well, this was a part of my act. You see, this is what I bring on stage. Yeah. It's a part of the character. This is. The same bit I did on stage yesterday. I did the same bit. Just thought this was what you want.
But remember, this is a kid's show. We're going to be here for a couple hours. We got a couple of runs of the script to do. So just remember that, okay? Can we get him some ginger ale or something? We will get you something for it. All right. So let's run that again.
And action.
Action.
Hey there, sailor. What you doing sitting here at this sandbar? Ooh.
Looking for some drinks.
All right. Well.
All right. Sorry. Cut. Oh, who are you? Hey. I don't even remember casting you as a character.
Oh yes, I'm Blue Ferretti. I was supposed to come in. It was bar scene. I go up to.
It's not a bar scene.
She does part. We sometimes do an improv part of my set. When I do it in my open mics, she comes up and we do a little,
And he sent me the script and he had some edits and he told me just show up today and just go ahead and
you said
run
you wanted Bar Time Jimmy the character.
I do. I want the heart of it. Okay. I mean, we'll fix some things in post. Nice to meet you. Sorry, I was caught off guard. Just remember, this is a kid's show, and the bluefus, they don't necessarily have a gender. They just kind of are. Just so you know. All right, go ahead.
Wait, whoa. They don't have a gender. How are they populating?
And see.
It was only going to get worse.
We're not going to have this discussion.
It was only going to get worse. I did come in. Part-time Jimmy, you gave my mommy a black eye. And cut.
Yep.
Taking it back to the old times.
Delete that tape. delete that.
Yeah, you scrubbing the internet for that.
It's leaking.
Right.
It reminds me of that video that came out of I think it was James Earl Jones doing his like vocal warm-ups on the Lion King set, and someone animated Mufasa like doing the. Have you seen that?
No.
It's pretty
that's
solid.
Gotta be amazing. That's got to be amazing.
So there was just his warm-ups, and he was somebody animated his warm-up.
With Mufasa saying,
"Oh, that's
I love New York. I need New York. You know, you need New York. I love you."
He had an awesome voice. I didn't realize he was in The Sandlot. But when you hear that voice, you're like, "What?"
That's it.
That was James Earl Jones.
Heads turn. Oh man. Oh, you looking it up? Yeah.
So while you're looking that up, I want to say, you know what's crazy? When we drive to Colorado, I never realized. I had to look this up because every time I go, my dad would say, "Man, be careful when you get up to Amarillo and all that." And I'm like, okay, it's no dangerous than anywhere else, in my opinion. Well, I actually looked up how many sundown towns considered themselves sundown towns. Basically in Texas, like how many were there in Texas? What are the places that if I'm driving that may be hidden in plain sight? It turns out that it was like we were on Sundown Town Valley, like driving to Colorado.
Oh my God.
And so, yeah, man, that was just crazy. Now they say that they don't have any of that going on. Obviously, it's illegal and there hasn't been nothing crazy. But just to know, like, like driving through a town and this, you're like, man, there's probably people still alive that this was a part around that time.
Waiting on the sun to go down. It just made me think of sinners. The sun got to go down so the devilment can come out. That's all they was. They was just vampires. That's what I see now when I see like 2 or 3 birds flying around. I was like, they over there.
Some vampires over
there. Vampires waiting on nighttime to fall. They can drop to the ground and do their devilment. But yeah, you got some nerve on stolen land to be trying to tell people not to come. They can't come in your town. You got a whole lot of nerve. But how long is the drive to Colorado anyway? How long is the drive?
To Colorado, it's about 12 hours. Where we go, take like about 14. Just we break it up into 2 days. But like I said, once you get to like the northwest, you could tell, just like this still feels like if you sneeze, you might see under the skirt of plantation.
Oh no!
Like it still feels like. And I'm curious. One of my favorite things. I'm just gonna share my conviction. I'll turn on Antoine. Everywhere I go, one of the things I notice as a person of color is how the people of color treat me as a new person of color in their area. Right? Like, is it yeah, because in a town like that, they know. Like, hold up,
yeah.
Especially if you're a person of color, the other people of color in the next 100 miles.
Tally.
Yeah, so I'm very attuned to that because I'll pick up on that before I pick up on the other. On is this a friendly place or is this not a friendly place?
So
they're like
the look. You pay attention to the look at the NPOC, right? The new person of color. Like, is that like he not from around here, or is that he better get away from around here?
Yeah, it's all in the eyes, It's all in the eyes and the endearing statements they make, just kind of like. But yeah, it surprised me. It was something like I don't look it up, but it was like an absurd amount of sundown towns in Texas, let alone where we were. And for those who don't know what a sundown town is,
did I tell you guys I saw Sinners?
No, you didn't.
That was really good.
Was it really good?
That was really good. Yeah, we enjoyed that.
For sure.
I'm glad. Yes.
Yeah, it was a good watch. It was a good watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so good that like partway through the movie, like when they first showed Michael B. Jordan twin thing,
yes,
each other the cigarette.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, they're doing the thing where they're showing off. Look, we got the same person and something cool.
Yeah.
But later on in the movie, I kind of just accepted that they were twins. Like I was
just that's the measure of a good movie. That was it. Because when I first saw, I didn't know that was happening. I was like, oh man, now I got to suspend my disbelief, and I got to go. I believe there is a stack of smoke somewhere.
There's a stack of smoke.
They lived. I want to see at least one tombstone. Right?
They always did a good job of having them wearing different colors, but they're different. The way that they acted was slightly different. They weren't drastically different, but they were slightly different, which I appreciated. Which speaks to Michael's ability, his range, or nuance, you might even say. But if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Look at
that was like the first thing people asked me when I saw it was, what happened? Did you believe the twins? And I was like, man, to me that was one of the best performances I've ever watched, as it relates to playing a character that's a twin, right? Like that's such a unique experience that, to your point, right? Like Stack and Smoke had different subtle changes in their face that you can instantly know this is this person, or how they playing, how they responding. So it was dope. I love the movie. What do you think about the music component of it?
I will say, I don't think anybody cares about spoilers, but I will say that the scene where he finally lets loose in the juke joint, and he starts transcending time.
Yeah,
I was like, at one point I turned to Maria, I was like, what is happening right now? Because this is getting way out there.
It's a weird scene.
Music was great. Music was great for sure. I thought all the music was solid, but that scene specifically was so, and they tried to tie it in to making that why the vampire was so interested in him, because he has like a special ability, which I don't know if they fully explained how that works, but okay. I can accept
not I'm not saying they fully explained it. They left pieces and Easter eggs to explain it, but go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, but that performance in particular, that did kind of take me out of it. Like, what are we watching? But
it was a unique, so to me that scene was, it didn't make or break the movie for me. Meaning, like when I first watched it, I was kind of like you said, you're looped into like, what is happening? How does this play a part into everything? I watched it the second time, and I could actually listen to a lot of what the him and his father's interaction was, and then even what Remick would say as it related to music in him. So the point was, like you said, the scene was to show you these. Every now and then you'll find a guy or a girl who has this unique talent with music that could pierce through time and space, life or death. That means I could, to me, I took it as the feeling on stage when Jimi Hendrix is playing the guitar riffing, and at the same time somebody who's listened to Delta blues and somebody who's experienced a Prince can see all of that emerge through one artist. You can see the beginning and where it's going. That's kind of how I took it as the second time I watched it. For Remick, though, I think Remick was, he liked music. Like he had
that the head vampire. I will say that his song was kind of jamming too.
Yeah,
they were kind of getting
the head vampire. And to me, the way I looked through the end is he liked music. If this dude can literally summon the past and the present and the future with his music, what does that look like in the hands of someone like him? Like I said, I have all your memories, all your thoughts, all of everything that this is connected to. So I think that from if I wanted to create a universe around that piece was what I think would have made a Sinners 2 relevant, right? It's like, let's see, does anybody ever get their hands on? Has that ever happened, right? Did that happen with the Native Americans, right? Or what? Like, so that was my question. The second time I watched it, the first time I watched it, I was kind of like, I feel like it was interesting, but it was just something that I'm still trying to swim around my head around it. But yeah, that was what my piece was as relates to that scene. Other than that, though, man, it's a fire movie, man.
Yeah, I love that scene. I love that scene because it's been talked about so much. You've heard it at Black History Month programs. You may have heard it at whatever about this continuation, and to see it visibly, it to me it was like, the improv show don't talk, right?
Show don't tell.
Show them don't show them don't tell them. It was a show them when we've always heard the tell them. So I responded to that. I was like, oh, wow, I've never seen anybody put this together visually like that. And so for me, it, just artistically, that was a first and just something to behold. Even if it took me out of it, I think it took me out of the movie for the right reasons. It's like, oh, nobody has ever
tried
that. You can see it. Yeah, you can see it.
You can see it now.
Yeah, that's what that was for me. I don't care about nobody's. I mean, I can't say I didn't care about nobody else's understanding what Remick was trying to do. I cared. I did. I saw the movie so many times. I did. But yeah, that's what that was for me, and that's still one of the great moments in that movie. Now you're gonna make me. It's on Max.
It's coming on Max
this Friday, right?
We saw it in the theater. We did.
But yeah, I'm gonna definitely watch it again on streaming so that I can pause and actually like even more get excuse me some depth to it.
Yeah. Okay.
This is gonna be a weird segue. I did have a news story, and I feel like it sort of ties in. Clearly, what the
4th of July sales
ad? Clearly, RFK is a vampire. Obviously, no, I'm kidding. I saw this headline. Right, RFK Jr. says there'll be more cavities on the floor at dance. It's a balance, and a thought occurred to me. I feel like RFK would do the Thanos snap if he had the ability. Like, he seems like that type of guy. And for those who don't know, Thanos snap is a major plot point in the Marvel Avengers series where Thanos gets his hands on an all-powerful glove. He has the ability to snap his fingers, basically remove half of the organisms in the universe, and they just kind of float away like dust.
Explain to him why.
The headlines I've seen from this. What?
I was gonna say, and also explain why if they don't know, right? His thought is to create balance. He thinks he's doing something good for the universe. Go ahead.
Yes, in his head's like, civilizations will start hoarding resources and it'll be unfair. The small group at the top, big group at the bottom. It's kind of like a reset in his eyes. I feel like that's kind of how RFK feels about health in this country. Just like, let people get sick and die. Let their
healthy ones
they're gonna get sick. Let them get sick. Healthy ones, like I feel like he has a bit of a Thanos freak.
They do. Them boys is in the death cult. They in a death cult. They in a death cult. Yeah, they in a death cult. They don't mind death and destruction. If you're rolling the dice to say we want to thin out the population, particularly certain segments of it, we're hoping that the numbers will go down, and we may lose some too. We may. It's okay, but it's a chance I'm willing to take, right? Like who's that? Lord Farquhar. Some of you may die, but it's a chance I'm willing to take.
Lord Farquhar was too. I like it.
So that it's.
I also often think. I also often think, like, if someone were to write the story of this, would this person be a villain Or like, how do you make this person a hero if you keep the facts what they are? Because a lot of the times, the way I see it, it's hard for them not to be seen as a villain. It's
right.
Like a Lord like that's the association you made. Like I made a Thanos association, you made a Lord Farquhar association. Like those are the associations.
Here's my association. Here's my association. Why I agree with both of y'all. And I don't actually have one, but they're flip floppers. What makes them, to me, untrustworthy and the villain is if I go on a campaign saying fluoride is causing all of this whatever, and then within 6 months oh well, maybe it's not so bad. The information didn't change, dude. The complaints and the requests didn't change. You just found more pushback. So to your point, right, like I would have more respect for them and they would be heroes if they were willing to die on the hill,
right,
completely, right? Like, you know, and I think he tried, right? I'm gonna jump in this toxic river and swim. Swim, grandkids. I don't know. It's fun. You know, that's some shit. I was like, that's crazy as hell. But hey, at least he's standing on his shit, right? Like, if nothing happened to him, even if it is fecal matter in there, he got an argument. Like, look, I'm fine. You know.
He's hedging his bets, right? It's like he campaigned or said, you know, came out the box like, I'm going to lead this team to victory. We're going to win the championship, right? So everybody's like, yes, we believe in you. And then he starts, you know, you start like getting into the fray of things, and then you start getting reports, oh, we're going to lose some games. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose probably about 50% of them. We're probably gonna lose about 50% of them. But we are going to. There's no way you can have victory when, you know. But it's like it's preparing you for the disappointment. I told you we were gonna lose some, right? But the overall goal is the championship,
right? Which will take a chance next season when the season starts back up and we got like. Yeah, their goal pusher. They move the goalposts, as they say. To me, like, and this is the idea I have sometimes when I'm looking at this. I just think to myself, if I was a young teenager who was looking up to the leaders in our politics, what would I would be learning from them? Like, you know, like what are some of the things that I would be learning? You know, like as we do, kids extract. And one of the things would be, from my perspective, would be, okay, if I want to do something, if I have enough people that can corroborate my influence, I can get it done. That could be through muscle, that could be through money, that could be through a friend, right, that has influence. Second thing, never admit that your plan sucks or your actions are failing. Never. And if they corner you into the place where you have nowhere to run, bring up all the failures they have and tell you how better you would have handled their failures. Like, you know what I mean?
I listened to a whole thing. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I listened to this whole. It was like a debate. It took place in Canada, but it was with two people from the administration and these two people who are like journalists. And there were the debate topic was, is America entering a golden age? And everybody got a chance to like sing their opening statements. And essentially, for the administration side, their opening statement was, we're entering a golden age because the last 4 years sucked. That was, and Trump says we are. That's basically their entire argument. We're entering a golden age because you were under Biden, and that was bad, and now you're not. And that's a golden age.
But the thing about that is, like, we lived through Biden wasn't 12 years ago. It just literally rolled out of the White House. Ain't nobody experienced more anxiety and terror than the last 6 months than in the last 4 years that we had Biden. So my question, I always ask myself this, again, trying to play devil's advocate. Let's say these people have a point. Then when is it a time that we will never bring? When is it going to be the time where they stop using that administration as an excuse for performance today? And then when I ask that question, I go, I don't think they're ever. It's going to be year 4, and they're going to be like, we started this journey, but just Biden did such a horrible job 4 years ago, or 8 years ago, that it took us 4 years to get back to level 0 of America in the golden age, right? And Trump's did a tremendous job
getting us
out of that.
The golden, and now we're going into.
It's going higher than it's ever been before.
Yeah. The Democrats campaigned on, this is the worst guy ever, right? If we're what the alternative to us is the worst thing that can ever happen. But they campaigned on that. The Republicans ruled on that. This guy was rule, or rather govern with that, right? This was the worst thing that ever happened. So we're governing in a way that's the alternative, or whatever happened was just so bad, but we're so much better than that. You're in a safe place now. I'm really feeling like we're being tricked. I'm getting there. I'm not gonna put on a tinfoil hat, but just feel like just in this. What's real?
We cut to a coach talking to his team after a bad loss. Look, I know I told you guys that we're going to get into a golden age of winning on this team, and we will. Yeah. And we will. It's just that your last coach was so bad that you guys are still suffering from the remnants of that, right? And I'm one of the best people who could coach a team. No one else could bring this team back from that. But you have to understand that your last coach was super, really, really bad. I know you guys won some games last time, and you even made it to the second place. But you have to understand that was all it was still super bad. You could have been way better if you were under me the whole time. And so you just have to understand that the reason that we're not doing well now is not my fault. Is essentially what I'm saying. But if you listen to me, then we will do well. But you still have to work out the bad stuff from the last coach.
Coach.
Jerome.
Yep, Jerome speaking. Coach Naismith was he retired as the number 1 winningest coach in history in Lincoln. Yeah. So I really have a lot of respect for Coach Naismith, and I think that if we just play together as a team and not make it so much about what you could have done if you were in our position, I think we would win, Coach.
See, that's you got so much wrong there, and that's why. And that's it, because you don't know that the refs worked with your old coach to make him look better. Okay, he didn't even know what the sport was by the time he was retiring. Everybody around him was making it way better than it was. Okay, and that's why you guys won a few games, but it wasn't real. It wasn't real. You guys shouldn't feel like winners because you won. You guys should still feel like losers because of who it was. But now it's me, and now you should feel like winners.
Coach, right here.
Yeah. Kathy.
Yeah.
Named Kathy.
Yeah. You can stop bringing that up every time.
I just always want to clarify to everybody, just in case this is a boy named Kathy.
Hey, Coach. These. I get what you're saying, but these pep talks should really be about the team, man. You make so much of this stuff about you and how great you are. You even got the cheerleaders. They don't even cheer for the Jaguars anymore. They're just cheering for Coach Twan. Coach Twan. He's gonna lead them to victory. Nobody's better than Coach Twan. Hey, man, that's not motivating for us out there on the field.
They put me in this position to get wins on this team, right? To get another trophy. Okay. So people need to know that I am bringing what's needed. All right. And that's what everybody should realize, right? And Jerome, go ahead.
My daddy wanted me to ask you this question. Why do you only have them announce you for the starting lineup? My grandma come a long way to come see me play and hear my name get called if we're Coach Twan to be called at every position.
In the golden age, names won't matter. Okay. And first off, your dad sounds like a radical. All right. He sounds radical and he sounds unstable. And I don't appreciate that. And I don't know about your grandma, but I assume she's going to be radical too. If that's, your dad's mom. Okay. But in the golden age, other people's names won't really matter. Okay. Because it's going to be about who got us here. Right. And that's what we're all fighting for someone to get us to the golden age of winning on this team. That's going to be me, Coach Twan.
But Coach, we don't even have our names on our jerseys, man. Everything just says Coach Twan. Every shirt. Nobody know. We're just numbers, man. We're like touchdown, Coach Twan.
My daddy told me he received a petition in the mail that we were trying to change the team to the Coach Twan's.
And theme. You know it.
Do they call your name for every position?
Coach in the name of the team.
A boy named
Coach is just nodding the whole time.
That's how you adjust to this wild. And here we go, a boy named Kevin. Please stop calling me that. just saying. Boy,
yeah, that's it. The gaslighting, the grifting, it's ridiculous, and it's a damn shame to see it so poorly done. That I keep coming back to that too. I wish it was better.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I wish the grift was better. I wish the gaslighting was better. I wish it hit you in the way where you're like, damn, am I? Wait, no.
Maybe I'm crazy.
But it's so bad that you're just like, that doesn't make sense. As the words are coming out of your mouth, it's already sounded like nonsense.
It doesn't even match like the emotion of the question or it's just all over the place. And to your point, to me, that's the thing that bothers me the most is just quality control. It's not even, they're not even running good plays out there, man. It's just
exactly
right in our face. But power to him, I guess. America's birthday coming up.
Whose birthday? Oh, America's birthday. Yeah.
I say power. No, don't power to him.
Yeah, no,
power away from them.
They already got it.
And they're still mad. That's the other thing that gets me that they control all three branches. And they're still mad.
Yosemite. They got that Yosemite. They say Yosemite.
They got that Yosemite.
You won. What you mad at?
But one of the things that got me, this is my last comment. I was trying to pull it up, but Florida had this student from University of Florida write a paper that basically from my understanding,
argue that the Constitution should only be for white people.
And it was honored with the book award at the campus for making this argument. It wasn't the first time he's like published something, but to me it was like, okay, so we removed something like critical race theory to reward, something coming. I mean, it's literally in the same world, the same kind of argument, just the other side of the coin, and it's rewarded. So it's not even like, to your point, right? They're not even making it plausible. It's just blatant in your face.
I didn't read the full article, but I remember saying that, or like some judge was the one who like decided to get the award, and then like asked him about it, and the judge was like didn't comment. Like he didn't explain why. It was like, no, why wouldn't you talk about this paper that you like so much? Is that right? Is that what you read? Because
for sure. Like, but the judge was from what I got, it's like the judge was like appointed by the administration, and so it's, like I said, it gets into the nitty gritty of all that other stuff. To me, I think, and I always say this, reading James Baldwin, and even the psychology classes, I can't ever unthink this. Anytime people get on a high horse and soapbox talking about what somebody else is doing that hasn't been proven, but before I think they're crazy or anything like that. Oops, what happened?
Nothing.
We're not.
We're here.
We're here.
Oh, my screen just. I think there's somebody just put a screen limit on my
Well, then on that note,
you better get on that. We can see you though, John. You still in the show.
It popped back up. I think.
Okay.
Every person third.
You've been on too long.